Greetings to all fellow seniors and cultivators.
So today we're going to touch on something that, every single one of us thinks about. Is this it? Is death really the end of the line? It's a question that can bring up a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, and that's a perfectly normal place to start. But what if it's just that, a starting point? Let's take this journey together and see if we can look at this ultimate question in a whole new light, not as an ending, but as a profound transformation.
All right, to get us started, let's explore a really powerful metaphor from the teachings. It's an idea that can completely shift how you think about who you are. We're going to talk about the guest house.
Just think about that for a second. Our physical body, it's like a temporary inn. And we're just a traveler staying there for a little while. We spend so much of our lives thinking we are the building, but we're not. The inn gets older, sure, it gets some wear and tear, but the traveler inside, our true consciousness, is something else entirely. We're just passing through.
And this really gets to a fundamental truth of the universe: impermanence. You see, the guest house can't last forever because, well, nothing in this world does. Everything is in a constant state of beautiful, graceful change. The elements that make up our bodies, they're just on loan from the earth, and eventually they just get returned. When you can start to see that not as a tragedy but as a natural cycle, that's the first real step toward peace.
Okay, so if we aren't the guest house, then the big question is, who are we, right? And this simple question is exactly where we're headed next, to explore the difference between our temporary identity and our true, unchanging essence.
And here is where things really start to click. On one side, you have everything tied to the guest house: the body, the ego, those thoughts that just pop in and out, all the stuff we own. It all comes and goes. But on the other side, you have the master of the house. This is the eternal, unchanging awareness deep inside. This is our true self. This master is what we call our self-nature, or zixing. You can think of it like the silent witness that's always there, looking out from behind your eyes. It's that core awareness that has been with you through every single joy and sorrow, but it has never been scarred by the sorrow or puffed up by the joy. It just is. It's the part of you that is beyond birth and death.
So here's the crucial point. This is not just some philosophy to be memorized. As this powerful teaching says, if you do not recognize your original mind, studying the teachings is of no benefit. The real goal here is to feel this truth directly, to experience this original mind for yourself.
And to help us get a better feel for this truth, let's explore another incredible metaphor from nature. This one really helps visualize the relationship between our individual lives and, well, all of existence.
I want you to just picture a wave in the ocean. For a moment, it rises up, and it has its own unique shape, its own identity. It travels for a little while, having its own experience on the surface. And then, inevitably, it just merges back into the vast ocean it came from.
But here is the critical question. Did that wave actually end? Or did it just return to what it always was? We all know the water wasn't destroyed, right? It just changed its form. So, what if our journey is just like that? Not an ending, but simply a returning. And this is the great realization. Our individual life, our personality, our story, that's the wave. It's real, it's beautiful, but it's a temporary form. Our true identity, our self-nature, is the entire ocean. Vast, eternal, and totally whole.
Okay, so what does all of this mean for us right here, right now? Why is this so important? Because, and this is the really interesting part, this understanding isn't about preparing for death. It's about finally learning how to truly live.
And suddenly, the source of our deepest fears becomes so clear. We're afraid because we've made a simple mistake. We believe we are only the wave. We cling to this small, separate, temporary form, terrified that it's going to be wiped out. We completely forget that our true nature is the whole ocean.
True liberation, then, is that profound sense of peace that comes when you realize your true identity isn't fragile or temporary. It's boundless. It's eternal. You are, and you have always been, the entire ocean. Nothing can be added to you, and absolutely nothing can ever be taken away. So how do we start living from this place? It really comes down to a simple shift in perspective. First, we embrace change as the natural rhythm of life. Then, we begin to gently shift our identity from the temporary wave to the eternal ocean within. And when we do that, we're free. We are finally free to live fully and joyfully. without that constant shadow of fear.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought to carry with you. What if this whole exploration isn't about bracing for an ending at all? What if its true purpose is to finally give us the courage, the freedom, and the joy to truly, fully begin to live? Gratitude for the grace of heaven and the virtues of the teachers. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.